hundreds of their bills this year. Gretchen.
Thanks a lot, Steve. Lover or hater, it's either or when dealing with Alaskan Governor Sarah Palin. She has ignited strong sentiment since being put on the GOP presidential ticket. She's been attacked by feminists, the liberal fringe, and now the ivory tower. Wendy Doniger, a University of Chicago Divinity School professor, wrote a stinging piece last week picking apart Palin. Here's just a line of what she posted on a Washington Post blog. Her greatest hypocrisy is in her pretense that she is a woman. Should university professors make their extreme political views public? Joining us from our D.C. bureau are Jason Matera from the Young Americans Foundation and Erica Williams from Campus Progress. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
All right, Jason, so I read that quote in and of itself, saying that how dare she have the pretense that she's a woman. What's that all about?
Well, this Professor Wendy Doniger is a blabbering buffoon for suggesting that womanhood is defined by not your biology, but if you adhere to leftist orthodoxy. This is everything that's wrong with academia and the American left. She balks at religion and public proclamations of God. She tells them womanhood is specifically defined if you hold to a belief in abortion, and Sarah Palin's pro-life. And she is simplistically narrow-minded for even writing this. I mean, this should be celebrated from an American feminist, because this is obviously someone, Sarah Palin, who's very accomplished. But no, she's poo-pooing her. And in fact, I encourage every academic leftist to continue writing negative remarks, slanderous, smearing remarks about Sarah Palin, because her numbers are going to continue to boost with normal folks like you and I.
I got to move on to Erica here, because Erica, I guess the question is, should our academia people educating the next generation, should they be professing their political views?
Absolutely. Our professors, our academics of this society, they are there for a reason, and that reason is to encourage and inspire robust dialogue. She has the right of free speech just like you and I, and just like Jason. If she wants to poo-poo on Sarah Palin on a blog, then everyone else has the right to poo-poo right back on her. That's what the blogosphere is for. And again, that's what free speech is for.
All right, guys, stick around if you will, because we want to continue the conversation. In the meantime, traffic jams are bad enough, and now this. Today, attending 2 Change We Need rallies, and Senator Joe Biden begins a 2-day bus tour in Ohio.
Well, you got the low end of that deal. Great, I'm on a bus for 2 days.
John McCain also has a bus.
Right, but he doesn't really use it anymore.
Yeah, the Straight Talk Express.
Now it's an airplane.
Okay, let's go back to our discussion that we were having about college campuses and professors having the right to say whatever they choose on their blogs or in the classroom. We're joined by Jason Matera from the Young Americans Foundation and Erica Williams from Campus Progress. So, Erica, you believe, I mean, everyone believes in free speech for the most part, but here's where I'm a little confounded on this issue. We want our young people to be on their own when they go to college. But let's face it, they are still very impressionable. And if the majority of their professors are telling them one line of thinking and blogging about that, doesn't that affect the way they look at the world?
Absolutely not. And let me tell you, if you can find with a young person that is sitting this morning twiddling their thumbs and perspiring because their professor expressed a political opinion outside of the classroom, tell them to call me. There are many more imminent dangers on our college campuses than professors expressing political opinions, particularly in their private life outside of the classroom, where they are allowed to, again, exercise their right of free speech.
Sure.
Oh, come on. That's ridiculous. This has had nothing really to do with free speech. It's that this professor is an abject moron for suggesting. No, this professor, she has a right to say anything she wants. No one's disputing that. But she's an abject moron for saying that Sarah Palin, because she's pro-life. And this professor is everything that's wrong with academia, because the diversity that they talk about all the time does never includes conservatives. This should be something that is celebrated and discussed vigorously, bring in the point of view that she's pro-life, she believes in limited government, she believes in traditional values, but instead she doesn't believe in leftist orthodoxy, she's not part of the she hymns in the women's studies department, then all of a sudden she's written off by the American academic elite. And this is great for Sarah Palin. This is great for John McCain, because it shows you how out of touch and out of sync the American left is with normal folks.
Well, then if it's so great for them, why do you have a problem with it? You can't believe half the stuff you're saying right now, that this is the problem of academia.
How can you tell me I don't believe what I'm saying?
How about the rising cost of tuition and student debt? This is not the problem with academia right now.
Guys, you see, she's changing the issue entirely. She's talking about college tuition. If you want to invite us on a segment about college tuition,
that are much more threatening to college students.
But this is we're talking about a professor who is attacking Sarah Palin publicly. She probably does it even more so in her college classroom. I doubt she offers a variety of ideas on this subject, and because she goes against the left sacrament of abortion, she's viciously smeared.
Thank you, Jason. Erica, you've got to admit, though, on college campuses across the country, the majority of the professors lean to the left. And so if you're sitting in the classroom of that person,
and you want an A,
you are going to wind up with some of that rubbing off in the course of the curriculum.
You know what, I think this argument, I find this very insulting to most college students, suggesting that we're these sponge-minded young people that come to college.
I'm just talking about the presentation from the lectern is predominantly from the left.
You know, I don't necessarily agree with that, and I don't think that's true.
Well, that's because you're on the left.
You know,
okay, well, where are you?
This is interesting.
Where are you?
Most students go through college and they never read a book by Thomas Sowell. They never read a book by Milton Friedman. They never read a book by Adam Smith. But they're bombarded with Howard Zinn. They're bombarded. Okay, how many books?
All right,
how many books did you read?
Now you're trying to sell books at the bookstores. All right, stop. Jason and Erica, we're going to have to end it right there. We thank you both for weighing in on what's going on campus regarding the things they're saying about Sarah Palin.
It brings up an amazing debate as you send your kids off to college or think about it. Whoever thought that you'd actually have to look at the political leanings of the professors that may be shaping the minds of your kids? I'm all for them thinking that they're adults at 18, but they're still impressionable.
I got a news flash for you, Gretchen. It starts in grade school. My kids through grade school and middle school and also high school have told me about the stuff, political stuff, their teachers are saying in the open classroom. Disparaging comments about people on one side or the other of the aisle.
5th grade, my teacher handed out re-elect Mondale Carter.
You're kidding.
Yeah, 5th grade. I never forget. I thought, all right, I guess I'll wear it. By the way, we just got an email. No one reads Thomas Sowell. They all read the Mr. and Mrs. Happy Handbook in colleges across the country. This is
that's good for relationships. And that's
who's anti-happy?
World go round.
Right.
All right, coming up, the first dude.